Hey guys, Adrianne here, and I am on Team Crafty Hangouts this week. You can visit craftyhangouts.com all week for ideas for all of your party favor needs. Anything that you can print with online labels. OnlineLabels.com is our sponsor this week, and so everybody's got some great ideas. Be sure to check those out. But I want to show you what I have been working on with my online labels, and I printed up labels for handmade lip balm. These make perfect party favors for teens, tweens, girlfriends, anything like that. I love being able to put a personal touch on gifts for parties or really just for any time. So I'm going to tell you today how you can make your own. Actually, Beeswax lip balm is really simple. The basic recipe for it is going to be just 2 parts of oil, coconut oil, to 1 part beeswax. And I usually make up about 10 or 12 at a time. And this is the recipe you want: 4 tablespoons of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of beeswax, and you can get your beeswax in just little blocks like this. I just chop mine up with a knife. You can buy it in pellets too. You can find it on Etsy. You can find it on Amazon. There's lots of sellers and suppliers that have got those. You can find your fancy little tubes. Same thing. Amazon, Etsy, any of those places will have those. And you can add a few other things to make it more personal if you want to too. Now I add just a few drops of vitamin E oil, and that extends the shelf life. It kind of helps preserve it. And I use some peppermint essential oils, and that's just for a little bit of a peppermint flavor. But you can add vanilla, you can add cinnamon, you can add any natural flavors that you like. And I'm going to show you today how you can put those together. I would set aside about 30 minutes from start to finish for this, and make sure you've got like a really good pot holder or something, anything that can get hot, because what you're going to be doing is essentially melting wax to make these. So you just want to make sure that you're well protected, and I'm going to show you how. What I did was, when I prepped these earlier, I made a short little video, and I'm going to flip over to that video, and I'm going to narrate it for you and explain it for you right now. But what you're going to want is, you'll want a small saucepan, just a small one. I use also a little 1-cup glass measuring cup. This is actually one of my craft supply cups. So this is whenever I make lip balms, anything like that, this is the one that I use. I just paid a couple of bucks for it. And I also use a little funnel, depending on what kind of, if you use the pots instead, there's also labels that will fit those. But if you use the pots instead, you wouldn't need something like this. But for these tubes with the handy dandy labels, you'll probably want some kind of a funnel, or you'll just want to pour really carefully to fill those tubes. So you're going to have your pot, you're going to have that, you got your beeswax, you got your oil, and I'm going to show you, let's see if I can flip over to the screenshot here and show you how to get started. You want to, pardon me while I'm doing 2 things at once here. What you're going to want to do, let's go here. Okay. What you're going to want to do is get your water boiling and chop up your wax, and go ahead and just put that in there. This is 2 tablespoons of wax, and what I'm pointing out here is you want to make sure that the water does not get into the cup, that you keep it separate. And I pre-measured 4 tablespoons of coconut oil here, and just scrape that in, stir that in. Now, next what I'm going to do is add a couple of drops of vitamin E oil. Like I said just a few minutes ago, that's to help preserve it. And then I'm also going to add a couple drops of peppermint essential oils, but you can totally get creative here. Just as long as it's a couple of drops, it's not going to change the texture, the consistency too much. And this is going to make about 10 to 12, depending on how much you spill, 10 to 12 tubes. So you just want to keep that in mind, that it's about 6 tablespoons total for 10 to 12 tubes. Just give it a little stir, and you wait for it to melt. Now the melting, it'll look like this when it's all melted, and that takes about 5 minutes, give or take. And then you just you can pour it right into your tubes. Now what you may get, what's happening to me here is it cooled down just a little bit inside that funnel, and I've got my pot holder on my hand there. You just want to lift it up, lift it clear, and fill it all the way to the top if you're able to. You may spill a little, but don't sweat that. You can always wipe it up when you're done. Actually, there's a part here where I point out my little drip. But this is, you want to fill them up just as much as you can, and then leave them aside to cool and to get solid. Here, let's get rid of this here. All right, there we go. So, yeah, you just set them aside. They do take, I would say, about 20 minutes or so to kind of cool and solidify. Just leave them on the counter. I do recommend putting down the paper towel like what you saw there, just to catch any of those little drips. And then I put together a little printable. You've got these sheets from Online Labels, and they are specialty sheets that are actually just for lip balms. And it's a square label, and it's got a little perforated top, so you can put a little message on the top. My message just says a little something for the queen bee, and it says Queen Bee Beeswax Lip Balm with a little bee on there. So you just want to be real careful here. Make sure that you've wiped up, if you've spilled any on your tube, make sure you wiped up any of that excess. You want to line it up so that the perforation is just between the cap and the tube. You get that on there as tight as you can. You want to just kind of go slowly. Roll while you're going. Try not to get any bubbles in there. And then smooth it down. And you've got yourself a fancy little party favor. Everybody's going to be so impressed that you made it yourself, that it's a natural product, and that you made it fancy for them. What's also cool is you can actually go, I'm going to show you another screenshot. This is actually pretty cool. When you design your labels, you can either use I've got a printable that I'm going to be putting up on my blog, or you can just go straight to the actual designer, and you can type in here, you can type however you want, you can put people's names on it, you can personalize things however you like, you can have the actual recipe on it, you can do it however you like. Let me just make sure we're getting things back. Sorry, I always get nervous that I'm going to lose you when I show you something else. So, but yeah, that's really all there is to it. Just pop the labels on, and then they're ready for gifts. So that's really about all I have to show you and share with you tonight, and that was my project for the day. So I'm so glad that you tuned in, and if you make some lip balm, I want to hear all about it. So definitely drop me a note and let me know what kind of recipes that you liked. Take care. I'll see you later.